How's it going, everyone? DFS Phenom back with another video. I want to do a recap of Monday Night Football along with Thursday Night Football picks for the Showdown. I had some great picks last night. I also had a lot of comments from viewers like Savage Man, who gave us Chris Godwin. Got us 17 points last night. I appreciate it. Thanks. Let's get into the good. Big Ben, 28 points. Brown, 17 points. Fitzpatrick, 31 points. Contanzero, 9 points. And O.J. Howard, 13 points. The bad, Jackson, he got us 10 points. That's even in the captain space. And then Jesse James didn't show up at all. He had one catch for 7 yards. So let's get into our next
looking
pick.
at the Thursday night slate between the Rams and the Vikings. I have a few people that I want to put in the captain's spot. I think will do really well. There's 3 people projected to score 29 points in Thursday night's game. 1 is Todd Gurley. 2 is Jared Goff. And the last one's Kirk Cousins. The one I want to put in the captain's spot is Jared Goff. Over the last 3 weeks, you can see that he's put up 200 yards passing and then 350 the last 2 weeks. I really like his upside against this Vikings defense. They went up against the Bills last week and was destroyed by one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. Jared Goff went up against the LA Chargers last week, and you can see on this display right here, he had 3 touchdowns with 1 interception. He got you 29 DraftKings points, and he's projected to do it again this week. His salary is only 10.8, so I want to put him in the captain spot. Next, I want to look at Brandon Cooks. He's a new speedy weapon that the Rams got this year. If you look at his targets the last 3 games, he's averaging 8 targets a game with 7 receptions a game. He's went over the 100-yard mark 1 time, and then he got close the other 2 games between Oakland and Chargers. Against Arizona, he got you 25 points. I really like his upside. I really like his speed for this team. His price is a little high, but with this showdown, everything's going to be price tagged, so you can't get every weapon in your lineup. But I really like Brandon Cooks. I'm going to pair him with Jared Goff. The next one I like is Kirk Cousins. He had a horrible week last week against the Bills. Not much offense going. I think it was in the second quarter where they passed the 50-yard line and got into the Bills' territory. For this offense that's supposed to be high-powered and this defense that's supposed to be stopping everything, they didn't show up last week. I look to see that Cousins shows up this week and he puts on a pretty good performance. But let's look and see what he has this week. Like I said, Buffalo, he did absolutely horrible. He had 1 interception, and I believe he had 3 fumbles. So He lost 2 of them. So he had 3 turnovers in that game. The other 2 games between Green Bay and San Francisco, he had 2 touchdowns and 4 touchdowns. I really like his upside for this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. He's in a good position. I hate going against the Rams because everything I've read this year, the Rams is a solid defense. They don't scheme on you. They just play you straight up, and that's what you get. But with Marcus Peterson out, I really like the wide receiver matchup going up against Talib and the corner that replaced Peterson. You're not going to be able to stop Thielen and Diggs. So I really like Cousins. I think he can get you some points. So I'm going to plug him in as well. The last one I'm going to pick, I really like. He will get you some salary relief. And I did this in my last video, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with Rudolph. We'll go to his game logs. He's had 8 targets and 6 targets the last 2 games. He's had 1 touchdown against Buffalo. He's pretty consistent with his DraftKings points. He's getting about 14, 15 a game. Look for Cousins to, 1, spread the ball around, but 2, in the middle of that defense, I think Kyle Rudolph's going to get a lot of targets again this week. So I'm going to play him in. It's a cheap value play, but I like his consistency. A few other ones that I was going to play. I like Robert Woods in the captain spot. In this captain spot, I think he's either 9,000 or 10,000. But if you look at his targets this week, last week against Charger, he had 11 targets and he turned 10 of them into receptions. The other 2 games, he's had 9 targets and 9 targets. To say that Jared Goff doesn't look his way would be an understatement. I think he would be a good captain play if you want to kind of fit Gurley into that lineup and Goff. But the thing is, with these lineups, they're going to be one-sided. You're either going to be pulling for the Rams to win, or you're going to be pulling for the Vikings to win. There's not really much leeway of where you can get multiple weapons in your lineup for both teams. The next one I wanted to show you that will give you some salary relief as well is Dan Bailey. They just picked him up off of the free agent. I think it was last week they picked him up. He's been all around good kicker, reliable. I'm not sure exactly why Dallas cut him, but for 3,600, look for him to get 8 or 9 points. With this defense that they're going up against, the Vikings are going up against, you could possibly count on him for 2 or 3 field goals. Just with those 3 field goals, that's 9 points. That doesn't include, if they're 40-yarders or extra points. I'm banking on him having at least 3 field goals this week. And then finally, the last one I want to look at is the Rams defense. all year I've been hearing, don't go against the Rams defense because they're going to shut you out. Last week, they shut down Keelan Allen. This week, they're going up against the Vikings that played absolutely horrible against Buffalo. I think the Vikings last week, their defense got 3 points. If you look at the Rams defense this year, they're staying pretty consistent. They're getting you 14, 13, 17 DraftKings points. So another way to look at this is you can even put the Rams defense in on the captain spot, and that's 6,000. So now I have Rams, Cooks, Cousin, Rudolph, and I still have 2 other spots remaining for 10,000. So I could even go, I could put Robert Woods in there, and I can put Todd Gurley, or I could go Jared Goff. Again, with these showdown captain modes, you gotta think outside the box. Because I looked last night, 3 of my players I had were 50% owned or more. So think outside the box to win these things. If you want to put a defensive player or a defense in there, that kind of gives you points right off the rip, but you got to worry about scoring and then them losing those points. I like it. I like this method better. It's safe. You can go put a kicker in one of those flex positions, and they're guaranteed to get you, 4 or 5 points. Because how many games you go without scoring any points at all? So those are my picks for Thursday. Let me know what you guys think. Last week or yesterday, I had a lot of good feedback on this video. I really like the comments. I like the conversations that get started. That's the way people win on these things, because even me thinking outside the box, there's someone else out there that says, hey, what about this play, like Savage Man did last night with Chris Godwin. He got me 13 points, so I appreciate that advice. Hopefully my picks help you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, leave me some feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.